Hello everyone, welcome to Momma Jo's Kitchen. How's everybody doing today? It's kind of a gloomy day here and it's been raining on and off, but I guess we need the rain too, don't we? So, what do I have for you all today? My light is back there going on and off there, so I apologize for that. And I'm trying out a new microphone and it's not clipped on me. And if you all saw the video from the other day where I started using the microphone, I had it up here really close and it was just super loud. So Michael and I played around with the microphone yesterday and it's not clipped on me at all because it's actually way back there. Like almost to the other room back there. So that's how loud this microphone is. It really picks up the sound, but I don't know how smooth it is. So we're going to give it a try today, and I did make sure it's fully charged. So hopefully it'll hold its charge until we get through today's video. What are we making today? Today it's going to be a real quick and easy recipe. We're going to make lemon, blueberry, ricotta, buttermilk pancakes. I know that's a lot. So I've got a microwave here underneath you all. So real quick, I have 2 tablespoons. Now you could just use oil. Butter would be, taste good, but just because, we're going to be, doing this on the stove, I don't want to take the chance of the butter burning. So I'm using 2 tablespoons of Crisco butter flavor, and that's what I'm going to melt in the microwave. So let me try 30 seconds. Okay, let's go over some ingredients here that we're going to need. In the refrigerator, I'm going to grab it. I have a half a cup of ricotta cheese, and I have half a cup of buttermilk. Let me grab those. And here's the buttermilk. And I've got here whatever kind of bowl you want to use. I'm just using this Pampered Chef bowl. I could pour it, but I may scoop out my batter instead. So this is half a cup of buttermilk. I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. Buttermilk is kind of, on the thick side. So that's why I like to, try to scrape it out. And I already have some bacon done up ahead of time. That's going to be Michael's dinner when he gets home. Here's half a cup of ricotta. Okay, to this, I'm going to add 2 eggs. And I do crack my eggs separately, and the reason I do that is because sometimes you don't realize there's a little bit of a shell could be in there. And sure enough, I had all my ingredients sitting down here, and I saw a little white something, sitting down in there, and I took my finger in there, and it was an eggshell. Let me check on the Crisco. It's not soft yet enough, so I'm going to do another 30 seconds. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start whisking these to get them incorporated. Get that ricotta nice and smooth. And we have some more things to add to this. And I wanted to show you, I'm not going to put my blueberries in with my batter. You can. I'm opting to, when I go to put my batter in here, I'm just going to randomly place, that way I can kind of control how I want my blueberries. I'm going to put mine on top of each pancake. So what I've done here, I probably have about a cup of blueberries, and I put them in a small bowl, and I covered them with a little bit of water, and then I poured maybe just a splash of distilled white vinegar. I do that for my blueberries and my strawberries, and I just like squish them around, for a little bit. Then I drained them as well as I could get them, and I put them on this paper towel, and I was blotting them, you know. So these are the blueberries that we're going to be working in today's pancakes. So I have it sitting back here. I also have a dish that with a lid because I like to be, when I take my pancakes off, I like to stack them and put a lid on them to keep them warm as we're going. And of course you need some spray or whatever you want to use. You can use bacon grease, you can use oil, whatever you want, for each pancake that you take off of here. Now I was going to use my flat skillet here. Let me show you. This is what I normally use for anytime I do pancakes. And this is wonderful because once it comes to the right temperature, I know, all my pancakes turn out, wonderful when I use this iron skillet, I guess griddle. But because we're dealing with ricotta cheese, I don't want to take the chance of them, sticking. So I think I'm going to do my non-stick skillet today for the pancakes. All right, let's check on the oil back here and see if I got it soft enough. Yeah, it's pretty much there. So, all right, let's finish adding what we're going to go in here. Now, I'm going to put in a teaspoon of vanilla extract, but you don't have to. And I was thinking, you know what else would be good in here? If you didn't want to use vanilla extract, I bet almond extract would be a good option in here. Okay, there's a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay. Of course, we need some lemon juice. This is freshly squeezed lemon juice, and I put mine over a little colander strainer to get all the little bits out of there. We want about 2 tablespoons. I'm not sure. I think I have more than 2 tablespoons here. There's 1, and that's 2. I have probably about 3, but I'm only going to use 2. And then I have the zest of 1 lemon. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my burner going so it can start heating up here. I'm going to turn mine on, start at a medium, which is kind of like a medium high. Actually, I'm going to turn mine down to about a 3. That's usually, once I get get it to the temperature I want, I usually end up turning it down anyway to about a 3 for me, for my stove. That rattling back there, sorry, is from that the dish, for my pancakes. Okay, now let's go to the dry ingredients. I was going to switch out my whisk and get another whisk. Let me set this aside for just a second. I have that oil too I need to add back in here. Okay, in here I have 2 cups of Bisquick. And to that, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking powder. And you might wonder why would I add anything since Bisquick already has a lot of these ingredients in it. Because I want to make sure I get a nice rise to my pancakes. So I'm just adding it for good measure. Okay, let's get them all stirred in here real well. All right, let me bring this back. Let me get that oil. There's that Crisco. Okay, now we're going to add our dry ingredients here. And if it's too thick, I can thin it out. If it is too loose, I can just add some more Bisquick to it. If you like your pancakes thinner, do you see that, what I'm doing here? It's a little on the thick side. I could, thin it slightly if I wanted to. Let me look and see if I have a little bit of, I can do milk, I can do heavy cream. I'm going to just put a splash of milk in here. I'm sure you know what the consistency of pancake batter should be. Okay, I think that's pretty good. There we go. I mean, that was just a splash. Okay, my pan feels like it's pretty warm. Alrighty, let me see. If I pour it, they'll be all different sizes. And Michael doesn't care. He'll eat them whether they're small or they're large. So I kind of would like them to be around the same size. Let me go grab my scoop over here. That's too big. Let me see. That's a third. Pancakes batter really spreads out. I have a half a cup. Let me try a third here. All right, let's get sprayed. And let me see. I've got my spatula here. Let me try scooping some of this out. Okay, that's probably like a 6-inch pancake. I'm going to take a few of these blueberries here and see what I mean. I can just kind of place them where I want them. There we go. I'm waiting for it to get the little bubbles on top. Now, if you don't want your pancakes that big, you could go with a fourth of a cup. This, like I said, is a third of a cup. I think that's a good size pancake, especially for my husband, Michael. And I'm thinking that's kind of going to be kind of close for there. I might get a bigger dish. So I'm just going to let you all hang out for a second and get another dish. Okay, that one's much bigger. Okay, I just saw some little bubbles here. But that's just the key. That's the one thing I love about that iron skillet. Because once it gets hot, it really retains that heat. And after your first one, it's like bang, bang, bang. They're all perfect. And then I got my little. I'm going to use this. I don't think I got this at the Dollar Tree. It's kind of a flat spatula, but see how wide it is? Turn my heat up. Sure, well, I know the stove. If I turn the heat up, I might regret it. Look for my. So I've got some butter and I've got some sugar-free syrup over there. Michael would prefer to have the other syrup, but I think I'm just going to, let him use those. And he's got bacon, and he's going to give you all a taste test of these here real soon. There we go. All right. I'm going to get these pancakes all done up, and I'm going to bring you all back for a taste test because there's nothing else here for me to really show you all. Just use your fresh ingredients and fresh blueberries and make your own batter. And Michael will tell you if it's worth it or not. So I hope you all. I'm still waiting for somebody to let me know if you all like the microphone or if you would rather me go back to the not using the microphone. Would somebody please let me know? I really appreciate it. Thanks. Everybody have a wonderful day.
How you doing, YouTube? Welcome to Momma Jo's Kitchen. Today I got a special breakfast for dinner. Lemon blueberry ricotta buttermilk pancakes. Here we go. Smell delicious. It's almost like eating cake. It is good. Amazing. You taste the lemon, the blueberries, pretty prominent. Its texture is very good. It's cake-like. Absolutely amazing. 2 thumbs up. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out the video where Momma Jo makes it. Check out all of Momma Jo's videos. Come back and get you some more goodness. Mmm.